Okay, good morning, everybody. Ooh, we have a chest cold open. What's up, Spikelings? It's me, ONS Slayer, no-hit contender. Starring Spike, and welcome back to my Shark Typhoon. This morning, during my hour of meditation that I used to start each day, I realized that my opponents can't kill my creatures if I kill them first. With that in mind, let's play a sack deck featuring all new Tyvar, grab a bunch of Modern League trophies, so join me in our incredible journey with the Fall Like Subspell by Con. Don't you dare go hollow. Thank you, Chess. Good morning to you. Good morning, Frey. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Sinol, for the 32 months again. Okay, so this is like very clearly a combination variant of the Tyvar sacrifice deck that we played last week. When was that? That was Friday, right? That was Friday. Let me pull that list up real quick. Yeah, so this was a Jund food deck playing the Asmo package, Tyvar, 4 copies of Priest of Forgotten Gods, Bloodghast. And we trophied with this deck. This deck was pretty exciting. And I think that deck really showed me the power of Fiend Artisan in a big way, especially in combination with Tyvar, or mostly in combination with Tyvar, I should say. 2 mana, 1/1, +1/+1 for each creature in your graveyard. You can spend a green and X and sacrifice another creature, search your library for another creature card made of action less to put it in the battlefield and shuffle. And I was mostly of the opinion that this card was mainly going to be good with... it was really good with Asmo because you just spend 1 mana, you put an Asmo into play. That being said, I've also seen some players trying out Fiend Artisan in the Devoted Druid combo, and I do agree that playing Fiend Artisan in Devoted Druid and you using this as like a Green Sun Zenith, hasty infinite mana payoff with Tyvar / backup beatdown plan makes a lot of sense. However, there is another 2-card infinite creature combo that is like a bit better at sacrificing creatures than Devoted Druid. I think the biggest issue with Fiend Artisan and Druid is that you have some mana dorks if you want to play dorks. I don't think dorks are that good, but like you mostly don't want to be sacrificing your creatures. But Goblins, the Goblin combo shell is a deck full of good creatures to sacrifice. Mogg War Marshal, Munitions Expert, Boggart Harbinger, and then of course you have Grist tokens, Ignoble Hierarch, but you have a lot more creatures to sacrifice in the shell to assemble your combo. In addition, Tyvar also gives Conspicuous Snoop haste, so that if you can go Snoop plus Boggart Harbinger, you win the game immediately. I guess I should briefly go over what the combo is if not everybody is familiar, but the combo is Snoop, and then either on top of Snoop or give Snoop haste with Tyvar into cast Boggart Harbinger. Put Kiki-Jiki on top of your library, infinite Snoops, but they're all tapped. Oh no, you can't attack with them, but then you copy the Harbinger again, you put a Mogg Fanatic on top of your library, then you deal and you put infinite damage. Is Cavern too big of a nombo? Yeah, I think so. So this deck has some tough mana issues, right? Where you have red 2-drop, red black 2-drop, black green 2-drop. So I don't think that you can, and you can't play Ancient Ziggurat because it's bad with Fiend Artisan's ability and bad with Tyvar. So I think you just really need to play a good mana base here. Also, fetch land's kind of nice with Snoop, although it is true you have like a lot less goblins in this deck to hit with Snoop than you do in some other goblin shells. We still have a lot. So also when I was playing the sacrifice deck, I did like Priest a lot. And I kind of waffled back this morning between 4 Munitions Experts or 4 Priests, and then like one of the other one is a tutor target. Obviously you could play a different split, but I think Priest is a very nice tutor target with Fiend Artisan plus Tyvar, because you get to go like a lot of times you can start your turn minus Tyvar, spend 3 mana to Fiend Artisan into a Priest, which is especially good with Mogg War Marshal, because you sack, get another token, play a Priest, activate Priest, and then get really ahead on board. Could play more of this, but I think the first copy as a tutor target's good, and I kind of want to see how it plays just as a one-of tutor target for Fiend Artisan, rather than anything else. We are playing the Grist this time. Could be playing more Grist, honestly. We have 2 in the sideboard. I think they're going to be especially nice against Murktide and Scam. Maybe good post board against blue-white. So, is that shell better than just adding Tyvar to regular goblins? I'm excited, but I think it's too many different engines mixed together. Well, maybe let me cook, but we'll see. I will say this, I agree with your point that you can, as far as playing Tyvar to regular goblins, that's really as simple as playing these 6 cards over, and you play 4 Matron, 1 Sling Gang, 1, you know, other card. I think that that's fine. I also think Fiend Artisan is going to be absolutely absurdly good in this deck. I think Fiend Artisan is going to be one of the best cards in this shell. It is going to be a giant creature that is tutoring your combo and hasting with Tyvar. I really, really believe in Fiend Artisan. I think the Grist is also very good. I think the Priest is very good in the shell. So let's try it. Let's try it. That being said, Tyvar in a more typical Goblins list also, I think, appealing. We've talked about it in the past, though. We've talked about it in the past, and like for me, I wasn't sure that you wanted to play this over Matron. I'm still not sure you want to play this over Matron necessarily. The list is like kind of tight, and like, you know, the more Planeswalkers you add, like it kind of, you know, your vials get worse, your synergies get worse, and to me, in a big way, Fiend Artisan ties the room together and is like exactly what this needed. But you know, let's just play some games. Druki, 28 months, thank you. We're playing Fiend Artisan instead of Matron for Tyvar synergy, basically. It's like a little bit more than that, to be honest. Like, Fiend Artisan is like, when we were playing this in the stack deck yesterday, it's like a great value card, and it's also just like an 8/8 or a 10/10, like really fast. Don't like that I have no 1-drops in this hand. I'm gonna mulligan this. Hand seems much better. What's on a multi 5? Why though? Some people need time to think about plays and stuff. I think that even with that attitude, people need time to think about their plays. Like, you're not wrong, but there's a difference between having time to thinking about your plays and like doing what is in Paper Magic just slow play. Like in Paper Magic, you are expected to make your plays in a somewhat timely manner, keep the pace of the game up, and obviously like the chess clock in a lot of ways compensates for that, but you know, I'm gonna block here. I think it may be, you know, maybe good overall. It might be bad. Because there's no chess clock and paper, a motor you can't steal time. Yeah, well, that would be the argument would be that you are stealing time when you are playing like minus 15 minutes on the clock, you know. But I guess not, because the match still reaches its conclusion. I don't know. I don't feel very passionately one way or another. I'm just kind of talking out loud after a frustrating match. Be nice to hit a Snoop here. Fiend Artisan can become a Snoop, though. I'll take for 1, I guess. You know, on Arena you have the rope, right? On Arena you also have the chess clock, but the chess clock overall timer is longer. But you have the rope that if you take too long, it ends your turn, and if it happens too many times, you just lose. And it's like that because it makes the games like more interesting to not play against the super slow players, right? Yeah. Oh, so I know I've only really played Arena for PTs. There's a chess clock on Arena during PTs. I don't know if there's always one, but it's like each player has 30 minutes of the PTs. I don't actually know if that's the case for like normal ladder play. I can't remember. And best of 3 is 25. Okay, yeah, I remember. I think it was 30 when I was playing. Maybe it's 25 now. Okay, up a game. Another Chalice matchup. That being said, the Hierarchs are really good here, but I think that could maybe cut the Vials for Chalices. Actually like that. Kilo, the 2-pack, thank you. Hope you're doing well. And okay, for deck, mostly good job. Be happy to take a look. Yeah, but also it's like I agree hearing that like the whole 15-minute time thing, it might sound like drastic.
It is so hard to be minus 15 minutes on the clock in Magic Online. It is like it just happened, but it requires like taking like nearly a minute on every decision, and it's, maybe and I'm just saying maybe the game would be better if you had a way to like punish that pace of play. What in the world is this main phase mutagen growth nonsense? What in the world is that? Been for 5 months, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Yeah, I always love playing against faster opponents. It's okay. It's okay. I don't mind playing against slower opponents, but you know, I've been really liking the one Grist in the main. I'm not sure about like the exact number in the 75. We have one main, two side. Like large, like I like that they killed Murktide a lot, which is why we have the extra copies on the side. Maybe playing slower to the stream. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if that means like. I guess that either means nervousness or ghosting. Either, which is understandable. Maybe not the ghosting understandable so much, but like happens all the time. Prowess again. Ooh, well. Would the arena rope system be better at worse ripping time? I think that the rope system doesn't work as well for Magic Online, right? Because there's a lot of there are a lot of turns that are like there's like a lot of times in Modern one key turn that you have to think like a full minute on to make your decision. And I think that that's pretty fine. But okay. Let me double check Killa. Okay, got it. Alright, let me just go ahead and main phase expert here. I very strongly recommend the full playset of Cityscape Leveler in the main. At least 3. I think this card has been very impressive for me overall. And I think it helps you solve one of this deck's biggest weaknesses, which is Murktide. Murktide has an incredibly hard time against Cityscape Leveler. They can't kill it. Dude, they're darting here? They don't have Delirium unless they... Oh, they still don't have Delirium. Oh, but I don't have the Expert in play, duh. Forgot about that. Okay, good play, good play. 2-minute Stone Ram. Oh, so this is the colorless version. Just noticed. Okay, so never mind. I walk it back. I just noticed that you're colorless. I would probably still play the second leveler over the first Ugin if you want to play any number of Ugin. But I do like that. I like this build of the colorless version just being a little bit lower to the ground. I think makes sense. I think you could play the fourth Golos over the second Worm Coil if you wanted. I'm not a... I see a lot of Tron players still playing Ballista, Basilisk Collar. I will say that, in my impression of this combo, I can really never remember a time where this combo is, super good. Maybe during, the Bant Eldrazi metagame, Collar Ballista was, a good plan to be on. But I really just... I've always thought it's been pretty mediocre, and I just would be very unlikely to register Basilisk Collar. I think it's definitely the kind of card that you can, to a big extent, overthink. I kind of want just Grist minus, but Let's Snoop. I should leave up the Stomping Ground because we have all our 1-mana goblins are green or red. Yeah, I would basically never play the Caller. The number of chalices, it's also like once you cut, if you like cut Caller and you cut Needle and you cut Relic and you cut your sagas, which you could just like go down to like one saga as a Golos target or no sagas at all of a sudden that will let you play the full playset of chalices probably, which I think is like a somewhat desirable plan to play the full playset of chalices. How much hate Vial now? I don't hate Vial. I actually even like Vial a lot. I'm just not 100% sure, but I will say that like I typically don't love Saga in the Tron variants. I've kind of found them to like be, you know, they're okay, but it's also like I think the longer Modern goes on, it almost feels like the worse Urza Saga gets. The more people like know how to play against it, they're better prepared for it. Like, you know, in this deck, if your opponent Blood Moons you just have like plenty of like 4 and 5 mana spells you can play and keep playing. But then like your sagas, you know, get Stone Rain through the Blood Moon, and kind of the same thing is true for Alpine Moon too. I think it's something, you know, important to consider. I'm sure you've considered it. Okay, how did I feel about this sideboard plan that we had on the draw last time? It really didn't work out. It really didn't work out. But it also like largely didn't work out because we got flooded maybe. Hey Andrea, thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. We got super flooded last time. I want to try this plan again. We're on the draw against Prowess. Side out the combo, bring in 4 Chalice, 4 Leyline. Yeah, we got very flooded, and we'll see. I mean, my opponent was also pretty mana screwed. Yeah, so I mean, I would likely play maybe one Saga as a Golos target, and then like cutting all of these like Saga targets lets you play the full playset of Chalice in the main. Okay, this hand is awesome. We just have it all on a 7-card hand. Leyline, Vial, Chalice. and also like maybe just as important, a hand that isn't super painful. No, they'd already used the lava dart, right? They had darted my... They didn't have a dart in their yard, I thought. So again, you know, this is all I've really been able to offer for the... Thank you, sweetheart. Able to offer for the Tron deck text is like a lot of loose thoughts, because I haven't, you know, played a lot of Tron lately or ever. But hopefully this was somewhat helpful.
Was this from this morning?
This one was from this morning. Too many cups.
There's not much left, so...
Is Breach combo still played? Has been faded out? It's definitely been falling out of popularity. Oh, dude, Sprite Dragon is definitely one of my opponent's best cards here. Just like getting the counters through the Chalices and on a flyer is a good way for them to win here. I think I'll go ahead and play this Chalice on 0. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this for a long time. Prowess is like one of the best decks in Modern, in my opinion, and just doesn't see a lot of play. Just very, very strong strategy. So we're taking 5 here. I would love to, you know, have a draw that lets me double spell, like a Mogg War Marshal or Conspicuous Snoop. Snoop would be really nice because we could maybe set up to combo with Fiend Artisan. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about... I may work on it because I do think that, you know, there's some room for innovation with Karn Liberated being pretty poorly positioned. I guess I have to shock here. I mean, shocking in general is okay because we get the shuffle with the Wooded Foothills too. And then blocking here should be safe because they can't get Delirium and they can't Lava Dart, they can't Mutagenic Growth successfully. We could die though. We could definitely die. They just actually have to cast 2 more non-creature spells, and we're dead to the double dragon draw. Which stings because we have a good chance to combo kill next turn. I guess maybe with the Wooded Foothills on top, that's not as true. Okay, so they can't flashback the dart thanks to the Leyline. I will also say, like, typically Prowess is one of the best decks in Modern against Goblins. This is, like, always one of your hardest matchups. Yeah, I did board out the combo. I can't believe I... This is the second time in a row I just, like, have been playing like I have the combo in the deck. That being said, it's also kind of confusing because I, like, won it on the play. Not that we would have really changed anything, but I think on the play, you don't want the Leylines. Maybe you just always sideboard like this. This is twice we've like boarded out the combo and it hasn't worked out, although double Spray Dragon draw pretty tough. But maybe it's just like maybe Spray Dragon is just so good against you have to board like this. Okay, I like this hand. Yeah, we haven't drawn Tyvar too much, but I mean Tyvar is definitely a very key piece of the pie. Everyone pretty much off Iconoclast in the Prowess deck, yeah. So like one thing why I really like being off Iconoclast is I've been finding a lot of success with 4 breaches in Prowess, and in my opinion, when you play 4 Underworld Breach, it's just like you just don't really need to be too worried about being able to outgrind your opponent, which was like the biggest thing that Iconoclast offered you. When you cut that many creatures to be shaving a vial, your creature density is very low with this setup. Is it? Maybe it is. I think we definitely still have met Vial's requirements. So we cut 4 Hierarchs for 4 Chalice with this build, and we have 24 creatures that are good with Vial. Yeah, that's plenty. You can also Vial and Kiki sometimes. I'm not even like counting Kiki towards the count. We got Swamp here. Have you ever looked at Twiddlestorm Lotus Breach? Yeah, we did somewhat recently. I had some ideas I thought were interesting, and chat didn't think they were as interesting. Is Tyvar and Nekrinko just asking too much? Yeah, I mean, like, with Tyvar, you want to be lowering your curve in general, having Tyvar be towards the top of your curve. Yeah, I thought that was a fun stream, too, but it was a lot of... Yeah, I don't know. The way you separated game 2. Yeah, I'm talking... Oh, game 2, I see. Maybe, yeah. One thing, too, is it's like Hierarchs are like particularly bad in this matchup against the Lava Dart deck, so that was kind of my main thinking for wanting to trim those instead, but... I'm open to trying out, you know, different things. I'm fun. I can do different stuff. How's Fiend Artisan? I've been liking it a lot in these Tyvar decks. Yeah. A lot of people have been saying that Fiend Artisan has not been good in their Pioneer brews, but it's just also like the creature quality, like the cheap creature quality in Modern is just so much higher. And you have like combos and like Asmo to get for 1 mana. You have a lot of ins and outs. 10 with the 35 months. Thank you. I guess I'll attack for 1, huh? Got a block here, I think. Where the changes think about Breach. So like one card. So like 2 cards I thought were really interesting were like main decking Ave, the Ooze Storm, because like I had in my playtesting and like not so much on stream. I had a lot of games where I was just gonna go. Where I just went like turn 1 land, turn 2 Lotus Field, twiddle, and then like Ave for 4 on turn 2. And I liked kind of that like as like a powerful Into the Warrens effect, and then it also combined well with Kiora, Behemoth Beckoner, or whatever that card's called, because Kiora like untaps your Lotus Field, and so it's effectively 0 mana, and then you get to draw a lot of cards with Ave. Did feel like the deck was missing something, but I thought that the idea was fun at least. So they're lava darting into the Chalice, which is a good play, I think. If they're like, you know, if they don't have an answer Chalice. To know what the game of the 35 months, thank you. This is 3 years in marketing math. I'd have to ask Esther to explain that joke to me. Yeah, I know the EveryPlate thing just sells itself. The price is ridiculous. Like we like literally haven't done. Oh wow, well, I guess they had the answer. We haven't even done the cooking stream yet though, and it's just already doing pretty well. Must have been their top deck, right? If they're going to use the dart end of turn. What's my next run attempt? We're going to be doing it today. I might like take a break and then come back later so I'm a bit more fresh. But we'll be doing it today at some point for sure. Yeah, but this Sunday, me and us are going to do a every plate cooking stream, which will be fun. Okay, so to kill the Grist, they need to flashback a dart or mutagen to growth. BK, 3 months, thank you. You're doing well. Which is a line that they take. They're down to 3 cards in their hand, and we are not down to too much, honestly. Not sure what our best draw is. Snoop is probably high up there, though. And I do like to see the Tyvar on top. Spray Dragon. To Bobble. So I won't be able to kill the dragon with the Munitions Expert because of Lava Dart. I guess I couldn't anyways because the dart removes the expert in response. They're bobbling themselves? Oh, they also don't have a mountain actually. They don't have a mountain. This is why I do recommend not playing any Spirebluff Canal and Prowess. But this could actually be a big deal. Could maybe expert right now, but I think the likelihood that we have a card on top that's relevant is pretty high. Okay, this is a very interesting top card to see, the Fiend Artisan. I can go Tyvar minus and play a Fiend Artisan that's at least a 3/3. Although I guess I'm just like not likely enough to have another creature in play next turn. Yeah. Attacking probably doesn't matter that much either. Like we're not gonna be winning the race, and if my opponent like goes too crazy, I may have to jump block. Yeah, so I recommend no canals because like you also want to play as many fetch lands as possible in your breach deck, and then like you need the fetchable targets, and then having all mountains for Lava Dart mana base is also nice. Could maybe have waited a turn on the jump block. I think it was okay here because it grows the Fiend Artisan to 4/4. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. I think if they had a bolt, they would have bolted the Snoop and dealt an extra damage. Thank you, Spirebluff Canal. Spirebluff Canal wins so many games of Modern, but not usually for the player playing the card. Got a Tyvar, 3 lands, we're gonna keep. Up against Affinity with a pretty good matchup and 4 Force of Vigor on the sideboard. Ooh, this looks nice. This ability on Snoop. Spock, what do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite Murktide to play? I used to, so like back when I was playing Murktide was like back during last year's trophy race, or last year's trophy race, and I at the time I liked main decking a couple of copies of Fury in the flex spot. I think that was also before Ledger Shredder was printed. And we played a lot with Ledger Shredder when Shredder was printed, but for the most part, I don't have a strong opinion because I just don't play much Murktide anymore. I'm so good at Goblins. I'm so good at playing Goblins. This is definitely part of the strength of playing this more fetch heavy mana base too. Is like you just get to dig more for the combo with Snoop. I'm just so good at Goblins. What can I say? I think I might bring in the Force of Vigors against Affinity. So I don't want to cut any of the green cards. I might cut the vials on the draw. Cut like 3 of them. In the Grist. It is a green card though. But I still have 16. Probably need to keep in. Probably need to keep in the Grist. Can get like the 4th War Marshal instead.
I've been 30 months ago. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing swell. Dang, 21st every play already. I really didn't think we were gonna get this many until we did the cooking stream, but the deal just kind of sells itself. It's really good. Okay, we have the combo, but we only have 1 land. Don't have a force either. I'm gonna mulligan. Alright, well, we have the combo, so easy keep. Affinity tends to have a hard time against the turn 3 infinite combos. They're on a mull to 5. How's it so far? I've been liking it a lot. I think that this is an interesting take. I'm not, declaring that this is definitely the best Goblin variant, but I do think that like Tyvar plus Fiend Artisan adds a lot to the strategy. And then sometimes you just Goblin people. Sometimes you just Goblin people. Alright, the last card is a disruptive effect we got. They could Metallic Rebuke me. But I'm just really good at Goblins, what can I say? So we need to cast the Harbinger. If they Metallic Rebuke it, we can just make infinite tokens on their end step. I do think I like this version more, but that's what I think you do. Yeah, Esther starts her new job on Monday. Opponent's on mull to 5. A lot of opponents mull into 5 this lead. Maybe correlated to our 3-0 record. Fiend Artisan for, yeah, the classic Dryad Arbor. We've officially entered the Dryad Arbor portion of the stream. Mull to 4, wow. So maybe up against Dredge, which I do have 4 Leylines if that's the case. Could also just be, any other deck playing Blood Crypt. Graven Cairns actually saves us a lot of life here, and if they are Dredge, then I am interested in keeping my life total high. If they were on a mull to 4, I wouldn't be so cavalier here, but I think I'm just content enough to, to run out the Fiend Artisan. Let it die to a removal spell if they're playing just Scam, and then I like this too because it's like a bit better against Blood Moon. To play this first. Well, like I said, I just have the Vial anyways, huh? Vial and the Snoop, though. Go ahead and get a Swamp, I think. Okay. So just attacking for 1. Would a Fiend Artisan type card be broken if it counted both graveyards? Any effect in Magic... One nice thing about Magic the Gathering is that basically any card effect can be balanced. Not every card effect is balanced, or not every card is balanced, but like the way mana costs work, like you can just appropriately cost the card, Yeah. That already exists. It's just more than 2 mana. So at 2 mana, I'm not sure. Yeah, no way for me to save the Artisan with my Expert, I suppose. They don't have an Undying creature.
They do have 2 cards in their hand, and they play their 3rd mana. I'm sure they're going to be ready for this Fiend Artisan. Yeah, Fatal Push? Alright, let's put a Grist into play. The biggest problem with playing Goblins, at least at tournament, is that Scam is so common. Discard for the combo. Fury for the mid-range play is nearly unwinnable. I mean, I don't know that I would say it's nearly unwinnable. Goblins has access to a lot of card advantage. Fury Undying is really good against you, but I think it's, you know, pretty winnable at least. Alright, I think I'm just gonna put Priest into play. Why not? Seems pretty good here. Good attack also. I think both lines seem like they're winning lines. You know, getting Snoop here is probably fine as well. Yeah, Fiend Artisan is just sorcery speed. Pathway, huh? I remember my opponent mulled before this game. I see 11 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Don't think I'm using my expert yet. Wow, Tyvar. Tyvar lets me do some silly things here, including potentially just comboing. I do not think so, opponent. The list with cost reducers for goblins? I'm sure I've seen it. I'm not sure exactly which variant you're referring to, though. Yeah, so we just get to go minus Snoop, Fiend Artisan for Harbinger. Cool. Yeah, she says it every single time I tell her about a deck. I think we could bring in 2 Grist for 2 Hierarchs. Any updates in Neoform Goros Atraxa? Not at the moment, no. Not at the moment. We played a Evolution Atraxa deck yesterday. It was like more of a fair deck, so you could maybe consider that like a different approach. Felt pretty good. Yeah, I think Artisan's really good in the deck too. Surprisingly enough. Hard matchup to mulligan in. I think this is not a keepable hand though. I cut the wrong card. Or are you saying that because you like Hierarch? I did cut the wrong card. Huh. Too much psychic damage, I guess. Would I keep this if this was a vial? No. I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, we kind of talked about Tyvar and Goblins recently, and I was just kind of like ambivalent on it, wasn't sure. But like finding the Fiend Artisan tech in the version from last week, I think is really why I'm so hyped for this variant, is that I was very impressed by Artisan. London Mulligan's so good with Kiki. Because you really want that card to be in the deck, not in your hand. Does this version feel more fun than the Asmo version? Yes. I don't know. I mean, it's more fun than for me probably because like I've been playing a lot of Asmo decks over the last few months, and I haven't been playing as many Goblins, so I just get a little bit more variety, which, you know, as y'all might know, I always like. What job was I doing full time before content? I've done a lot of different jobs before moving to full time streaming. I was an IT guy, but I'm pretty good against the Mogg War Marshal. Although not if I draw Munitions Experts. Yeah, I was doing like help desk stuff, and I didn't like it very much. But I was doing it, and I've worked at restaurants and construction, and like done doing like some encryption management stuff. Was in school also. Was never very good at school also. Hopefully they don't have an undying effect. Spent a long time, streaming and working too. Yeah, the job market doesn't seem like it's very good at the moment, honestly. Took Esther 3 months to find a job, but we're very, blessed and thankful that she found a good job. One that she's better than the last one too. They have 2 1-mana removals? Wow, Fatal Push is I feel like I haven't seen this many Fatal Pushes in Goblins, but Fiend Artisan's a good change choice in this deck. Is it a 1-of? No, it's a 4-of. I think Fiend Artisan it's been very impressive. It is in a lot of ways built around the card, but it's very good with Tyvar. It sets up for your combo while also being like a kind of a powerful Plan B beatdown creature sometimes. So if they have too much more removal, we're gonna have to go to game 3, but we can potentially I guess we have to pay. We have to draw a land. I was thinking pay for Echo, draw a land, Fiend Artisan into Munitions Expert. Game 3. I mean, Fiend Artisan is not the kind of card you put in your deck as a 1-of, usually. It's something that requires a lot of build around. Yeah, but it both finds your combo pieces while also playing really well with Tyvar, while also just being a giant creature when your opponent doesn't have Voidwalker. Just does a lot. Oh, shit. Forgot about this. Are there any other careers out there that also timeline which you're watching be interesting? Yeah, of course. I was in school to be a teacher before moving to full-time streaming. I would love to be a teacher. I think a lot of the same skills that I have here would translate there well. I think I'd find it really rewarding and really, really satisfying. But America and Texas also just doesn't pay their teachers enough and doesn't treat their teachers very well. My friend Caleb is a teacher, and it's cheaper for him to have private health insurance for his family, his kids, than it is to use the insurance he gets through teaching. It's just so ridiculous, and just doesn't get paid anything at all. Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly what subject I wanted to teach, English or history, probably, maybe physics. Let's keep this. You can draw a land. Just draw it. I thought Leyline stopped it from scamming. Yeah, it does. I think you probably still don't bring it in. Maybe you could. Kind of worried about having bad top decks in this matchup. Also, if they're gonna scam like this, it's not necessarily that scary. I think I'm going to get a tap Stomping Ground. My life total is going to be in peril. I know that this means I am thinning my deck of a land, but I think that the life total matters more. Wow, that's a great draw. It's not a land, obviously. Would probably prefer to draw a land, but you can draw a land next turn. That buys me so much time. It's like double time walk. Exactly like double time walk. Makoto, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Hope you're doing well today. Didn't draw the third land. Have the Munitions Expert up though. Could attack for one with one Goblin maybe. I think I'm supposed to chump block. We have the Grist to kill the Fury. I guess, are there any 3 toughness creatures they can play this turn? Not really, right? Oh, I meant to block. That's okay, we can take 8. It's like better against like Voidwalker plus 1 mana removal spell, I guess. But, yeah, I meant to block. This might be like a Fable. I like a Fable. Discards 2 lands. Well, I think I need to use my mana here. I know that, yeah, I don't think we can have the luxury of holding the Expert. We just need to draw a land and kill the Fury right now. Sucks. Still very live, depending on what my opponent's hand looks like. Yeah, if I draw a land, I might Tyvar before Gristing here, because I just get another Mogg War Marshal in play. It's a castable spell. Makes me wish I had blocked maybe with the Expert instead. We'll see, we'll see. Would be a cool game to win. Remember this morning everybody's like, Spike, why don't we cut a land? Alright, I'm gonna take 2 here. Kind of feel like they maybe have a Undying effect, but this attack doesn't necessarily mean that, of course. Yeah, it's still just totally fine if we draw a land, get back to Mogg War Marshal, 2 more blockers. But I think this is probably like the turn we have to draw it, right? Wasn't that a free block? No, this is a 2-2, this is a 2-2. It's a trade. And it's also bad against an Undying effect. Isn't Cacophonous Camp better than Mogg Fanatic? Penguin sacrificed. Mogg Fanatic is an infinite combo piece in this deck. Oh, it was a... Yeah. Sorry, I missed the first strike damage. It becomes a 3-3. Yeah. I guess that line was better against a non-undying effect. But probably was a good block to make overall, I agree. Not sure. I have no idea what my opponent takes here. I don't really care either, I guess. They take the Harbinger. Land! Let's go, please! Damn it. I don't know if we're ever, like, getting through this turn without blocking with this. Maybe we are. Yeah, I guess we can just, like, take 3 from the Grief. I am really scared of an Undying card in their hand. It'd be very hard to beat that, though. I love this attack. I don't know. It's nice. Let me take 3. Mogg Fanatic better than Singing, just lower curve. Yeah, I think so. You could do a 1-1 split, maybe, but you also like just aren't going to tutor Singing almost ever, probably. Maybe you are with Harbinger, though. It could be wrong. Definitely feel like lowering the curve right now. Okay. Do I want to get back Munitions Expert or War Marshal? Almost definitely War Marshal, right? Well, that was another Fiend Artisan, too. Don't think this ever changes, though. Although my Artisan is now a 5/5. I'm pretty scared of, like, killing the Fury in combat, though, again, because of the Undying effect. I could just be playing way too scared of it. Because, like, if they had an Undying effect, they'd probably attack with their Season Pyromancer that turn. They're also making tokens. So I think we're dead to Lightning Bolts. This is +1 mana next turn, potentially. Block, 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 or block. Block, block, block. Take 4.
Dead? No, go to 1. No, dead. Tough game. Tough game. Never draw the 3 land. 1 Fury die, even with Undying Effect, since there's 1/1 counter on it. Okay, when I say Undying Effect, it's they all play Undying Malice instead of Undying Evil. That's just not how they just don't play. They sometimes play 1 Undying Evil, but that's why they don't. So they cannot die in this situation. Because I have been informed that that is very rude. Finally playing against Ragavan. No attack? That might not have been on purpose. Let's see if they take this trade. They should. They absolutely should, by the way, but I don't think they ever will. Next time to tram. Next time. Taps for blue. Sax Floodstrand. Getting spell snared, maybe?
How was it? Just
Amazing. I loved it. Still snacking on it, kind of. I want them to consider and connive before I cast my expert, so they have less information on what they select. I'm not worried about like random main deck mutagenic growth, you know. Dude, discarding spell snare. This is so funny. This is so funny. The spell snare was gonna like just totally wreck me. Actually, I think we tick up the vial. I think, like, I'm actually mostly ticking it up for Kiki-Jiki here. No sack Marshal, they kill the monkey? Why do I care about this monkey at all? This is the worst card that I could possibly have. So it's like, literally has no text. Yeah, this would be a spot for Sling Gang, for sure. Honestly, mostly putting in this Harbinger, so I have more of a beatdown plan. I actually kind of think I just get Mogg War Marshal, too. Because if I get Snoop and they kill my Hierarch, then I can't cast the Snoop. Six cards in their hand. I can upkeep Violin Kiki if I want to. Copy Harbinger. This doesn't do too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goblins. Surprised to see Artisan with no self-mill and most good targets being graded 2 mana. How's it been? I rue the day that I chose to include Fiend Artisan in this list. I wail and screech at night at the decision.
But other than that, pretty good. Pretty good. I've been liking it. Kiki Munitions. Yeah, that's the level 1 play. My opponent has 4 cards in hand and 3 mana up, so I'm just taking a moment to think, chat. I know I have like powerful lines if my opponent has nothing, but they have things, so we're just taking a moment. My hand is also like really telegraphed at the moment as well. I think I may actually just pass. I think if they have a burn spell here, there's a really good chance they just fire it off end of turn to use their mana. They just want to trigger your massive ME Fanatic to kill the Regent. Yeah. You could. I think that this is fine. Main phase Bolt Hierarch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they were expert in response, and then I don't know how likely they are to counter this. Again, it is like really telegraphed that I have the Kiki for whatever this is worth. Where I think we're in pretty good shape if they don't have second Murktide. We do have a second Murktide. We may be in good shape anyways. I was going to play a deck that would win SCG Con this weekend. What would it be? Maybe Prowess. I think Prowess is like absurdly good. And I would play that or like maybe one of the food, like the Sultai food deck, or probably one of those two. Yeah, because they attacked, we just get the Munitions Expert and win pretty easy. Before they attacked, it was maybe still lethal. But now it's definitely lethal. Yeah, I just hadn't counted yet because I usually like to wait on counting until like they're done attacking and blocking. Not that it matters that much. I really think this game like went down to my opponent like casting Consider on their instep and not holding up the Spell Snare. I think we may have lost if they had taken that line instead. So I definitely want to bring in a lot of cards here. This also could be another good like spot to set up the combo. And like it maybe even better than Prowess, where like you just have they're just like so much slower than you. Best true jump creature Prowess. I think it's Spray Dragon because you just have so much grind power with Breach, and like it also combos with Breach. I don't think they had the Snare Spike. I think they binned it off the server. Okay, if that's the case, then I retract my statement and issue an apology. Sweepers though, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind sweepers so much. Hey, I'm 3 months, but thank you. They'll 2 or 3 for me sometimes. Yeah, I've been wondering what happened to my sealed pallets of Image 2. Subscription is worth all those pallets though. Yeah. I just need to remember that I set it up the combo this time. 62 card special? Wait, hold on. What did I mean to cut instead? Was it 2 Hierarchs? Wait, why wasn't this 8 for 8? I boarded out 8 Mogg Fanatics. Alright, sorry, I boarded out 8 Harbingers, 2 Kikis, 2 Fanatics. I brought in 4 Chalice. Oh, the Grist. I forgot that I boarded in Grist too. I thought it was just an 8 for 8. Right. So I probably need to cut 2 Hierarchs. That's okay, we'll just 62 them. Well, the combo teams are pretty bad, not enough goblins. They're pretty bad, yeah. I agree. You still have some goblins in the deck. And you can like, Mishra's Bobble yourself and stuff. But I agree they're, not amazing. Yeah, you can Vial and Grist, although they're gonna explosives my Vial, I think. Yeah, if they hold up mana, we probably pay Echo. If they don't hold up mana, we probably don't pay. Although I guess they might just main phase the explosives. Have you read Mogg War Marshal, opponent? Have you read Mogg War Marshal? I'm starting to think that they haven't. Oh, they can't. It's really nice that they can't heat the Grist either. Dude, Grist is even surveilling for me. Not too bad. Not too bad. I feel like if I take the Vial up, it probably Jedi Mind tricks my opponent into cracking, because I'll be scared of Kiki. Oh, please crack the explosives on 0 first. Please crack the explosives on 0 first. Okay, maybe I just take this, keep this on 2 because I want them to sack this first. And because I'm going to draw a 2-drop. RB, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. You're doing well. They saw the line. Obviously don't Vial this one into the other explosives, I think. Just hold it. I think I like the Sniper plan against Murktide, although I want to be -2 Hierarchs in the future. Or something. Or like maybe -2 Snoops instead. Yeah, 4 Artisan in the deck. Artisan, I think, is very, very good in this shell. Very good with Tyvar. Although, we have just not drawn Tyvar that often today either. Or Ragavan. Dude, the Seasoned Pyromancer out of Murktide always surprises me. This card's a Lightning Bolt, sure. Nice top deck, nice top deck. Murktide shut off, their 1-mana spells are turned off. They have very few spells that are effective here. It's like Ledger Shredder, Iteration, and Counterspell. Fury, Spyro, maybe. But this would end. Yeah, I have a few Gabriel. I have like I would recommend the Esper Goryo's Vengeance deck that's in the Stream Decker. I'm also playing a more fair deck with Evolution. And Atraxa, like an Evolution like your Solitude into it. Okay, that's pretty good. 2 explosives down at least. Or 3 explosives down. Wow. 3rd explosives. Not Harry's Glimpse with Atraxa. I mean, I don't know. Like, that deck is okay, I suppose, but isn't that exciting to me. Because, like, I don't know. Like, Glimpse with Atraxa is like, it's just another Glimpse deck. In Glimpse, it like literally doesn't matter what your top end stuff is. And Atraxa is also like probably not as good, even is very likely not as good as other options, to be honest. But it's just a Glimpse deck. You just play any like 8-mana spell and Glimpse into it. I don't even necessarily think Atraxa is much better than other options in that shell. Like, yeah, for me, like, not being able to flicker Atraxa has been... Yeah, see if they have a Counterspell as their last card. So we get a Fiend Artisan into play. We can activate it here. I only get a 1-drop though. I think that's okay. I can just get a Hierarch and then attack for... Well, I'm not blocking the Spyro, I suppose. Grist don't win? Not at the moment, but in general. Yeah, we'll just leave this on top. Just can never beat the 8-8. No, my opponent is not dead to a Grist minus. I had less than 7 creatures in my yard at the time, and they're at 10. It's not dead. Main phase dress down, so let's wait for them to kill the Fiend Artisan. Bring to light Valky win. I've been thinking about it. I don't know. It's just so tough in like the Spell Pierce Counterspell format, but hopefully one day. Really demolish Murktide here. Okay, so 4-1 this league. Let's play one more. Let's play one more. Not a lot in the chests. Rakdos Return is a very nostalgic card for me, though.